I've been wanting to do a video on this Cannondale XC e-MULLET, and I just haven't quite figured out the best way to do it, so I'm just going to give it my best shot. This bike came as a 29er Trail 6, nicely equipped from Cannondale, 9-speed group set, hydraulic brakes, decent shifters, flat bars, all the good stuff. Pretty much ripped all that stuff off, including the Suntour spring fork, and put this Bucklows air fork on it just very recently. Now this Bucklows cost me about 125 euros, including shipping. So that was a good deal. It was kind of a gamble because I was told heard that, oh, it'll be awful, and other people say it's great, and it really depends what you're doing. And this is recreational riding, basically light touring, and I'm not doing any tricks, so I don't need a very robust. That said, the better the better, but we'll give this one a go. And the back has the Yosi 350 watt wheel. It's adequate for me. However, I'm kind of thinking it would be nice to have a 500 watt motor, perhaps a Bafang. So I'm doing a little shopping on that, giving it some serious consideration, because in this bag here, I have a 48 volt 20 amp battery. Now 48 volt for this Yosi 350 watt motor's more than enough, so I have to regulate it down so I don't burn it up. I did burn one up. It kind of became a burger. So this is the second hub motor that this bike has seen, and I liked it enough to buy another one. Plus, there's very little hassle because it's small. The police aren't going to bother you. And as far as hill climbs, well, I do have to work harder. Now, is working hard a bad thing? I don't know. I think it's healthy. I just took off the Tough Tom rear tire and put on the Smart Sam. Now, I have Smart Sams on my gravel bike front, but not in the 2.8 size. This is a 27.5 by 2.8 inches. So it's a nice chubby tire. It might be a little overinflated right now, but I just put it on, so I'm playing with the pressures. It does have the attic compound, and the attic compound is the same as the front eddy current tire, and it's a grippy rubber. Now, I want to talk a little bit about not so common equipment. The pannier, which you see, this is just a standard Ortley pannier, and it has tools and a few things that I picked up from a delivery that I received from a company. I went to the pickup locker and fetched it. So it's very handy to have a pannier, and all my personal stuff. What may not be so common is this helmet. Now, this is a specialized helmet, nothing too incredible about that, but this one has 2 mirrors. Now, that enables me to see everything. Now, it didn't used to have 2 mirrors. It only had the one on the left. And the problem with this one on the left which I moved to the right, is it clicks. So it's never exactly in the right position because it's the little clicks are just not right. The new Blackburn design doesn't have clicks, so it's infinite. Now this little stick is to keep this stable. This one has it, same kind of stick idea, but in black. This is just a twig I found in the field. I think it came off a dill plant, and it just stabilizes the mirror from rattling around in the wind. This mount on top is for the Insta360 camera, and it works beautifully, but I don't particularly like having the camera on my helmet too much because it gets heavy. This Asako camera in the back is only for traffic. Now I could make some videos with it looking backwards, and they come out really neat, but it's a traffic camera in case I have trouble with a driver, somebody smacks into me. I have it on video. But I think my favorite feature is this battery bag, because I don't want to lose my water bottles, especially today, because it's almost 40 degrees centigrade and you really need those water bottles. So by using this bag idea, I can keep those free. Now, another change that just recently happened, I took off the Shimano Ice Tech and put on this SRAM center line. I think it's a beautiful design. Now, I probably didn't need to take off the Shimano just yet, but it was beginning to make little weird sounds at times, and that was indicating to me that maybe the stainless steel was getting near the aluminum core. But after I took it off and checked it, I couldn't find any evidence of that. Nevertheless, I think it's still a decent move because the center line rotor in the back works really good. They're quiet and dependable, and they don't get hot. Well, they get hot, but they don't discolor. I had a Shimano rotor in the front, and it started to, and that made me a bit nervous. So the big changes: the centerline rotor, the Smart Sam rear tire, the Bucklows forks, which took off 1.6 kilos, which is significant. And these really work well. I'm very, very happy with them. The dampening control is down here is excellent. It works really well, has lots of play. And this control on top, which is the return control, and it can lock out the fork if you want to. I never seen a reason to lock out a suspension fork, but maybe there is one. And of course, the XLC suspension dropper seat post. That works really well, and the suspension feature gives up to 100 millimeters of travel, but I probably get more like 20 or so, maybe 30 millimeters max. I did put a rubber band on it so I can keep it with this rubber band. I can kind of watch where the how much travel I'm actually using, and it's so far it's never really been over 30 millimeters with the pressure I'm using. I guess I could drop the pressure in it, but then it could bob around. And the cockpit, of course, is pretty much unchanged, except perhaps the white hoods. On the right here, in the drop, we have the throttle. Left, the controller, which is operational from the top or from inside. So I can get to the buttons from inside here or from up on top. Of course, the Garmin and the camera mount, which is brilliant. So at any rate, building your own e-bike is a lot of fun. And it's kind of a never-ending project, because I'm sure there'll be other things that I'm going to want to do. But right now I'm pretty satisfied with where it is. Guadalajara is off that way, but as it's 40 degrees today, I'm just out here playing. Not going to do anything serious. In this direction, not really visible, but on top of that hill is Los Santos de la Hermosa, which is also a fun cycling destination, and I just did a video from up there. In fact, I went to Los Santos and then kept going to Santorcaz, which is a true village, only about maybe 10 kilometers, 10 or 15 more kilometers. Lots of fun. I think that'll do. Gotta go.